Welcome to Grayton Beach State Park, located in the Panhandle of Florida. Today we're going to kayak Western Lake, which is one of the 15 named dune lakes here in Walton County. Hi, I'm Steph, and I'm tent camping here at Grayton Beach State Park with my friend Amber. We started by inflating our stand-up paddleboard, which we're going to use as a kayak. I typically paddle in my fold-up or kayak, but the reason we're not using it today is we would need to bring 2 kayaks, and we were limited on space, and Isle sent me this inflatable stand-up paddleboard to try out, so this was a good opportunity. Our campsite is walking distance to Western Lake, so we're just going to put everything together here and then walk to the lake. Coastal dune lakes are rare, shallow, and irregular shaped bodies of water that can be found in dune ecosystems within 2 miles of the coast. They're natural phenomenons that can only be found in a few places around the world, including Australia, Madagascar, New Zealand, Oregon, and Northwest Florida. We want to explore all of Western Lake, so we're starting by going left on the lake, which is more of the wooded area, and we're actually going into an area that you can hike in, which we weren't able to do on this trip, but in the future we'd like to do that. And we do have to go under a bridge, which worked out pretty easily, didn't have to bend down too much. And here's a recap of our morning paddle, and you can see exactly where we went. We went right up into the top section of the lake and around a little bit on the side. And that part closest to the ocean is what we're going to do next. But first, we went back to our campsite to have lunch. It was a little bit of a chilly day, so I'm making some tea to warm up, and we're just having a simple lunch. Now we decided to walk down to the beach next to just explore that a little bit and to see where the outfall actually would be for Western Lake. One of the most interesting features of the Walton County's dune lakes is their intermittent connection with the Gulf of Mexico. When a coastal dune lake reaches a relatively high water level, it actually breaks through the dune system and the beach sand and empties into the Gulf of Mexico. The channel that's formed between the lake and the Gulf is known as the lake's outlet or outfall. Depending on tides and weather conditions, salt water from the Gulf may enter the lake along with saltwater plants and animals. The drainage of the lake and potential exchange with the Gulf continues until it equals out and the opening closes. There's no way of knowing when this is going to happen, so when we were here the outfall was not there, but we still got to see where that would be. And right here is the state park boundary, and right next to that is where the outfall would be. So this is Western Lake, a look at what we're going to kayak next, and as I pan over you can see the Gulf of Mexico. So this whole section that is sand would normally be where the outfall is when the water level is high enough. Next day we got back on our stand-up paddleboard and we're going to do the other section of Western Lake. Day 2, we are kayaking to the coast today, right before we leave, so this is exciting. This is exactly what I wanted to do here, and we're going to be able to do it. About to touch the coast. From the lake to the ocean. It's cold. Brace for impact. Stand-up paddleboard is really easy to get off of, I will say. You can just kind of stand and go.
Yeah, which is nice.
And that was such a fun experience. This was actually a really easy paddle. It was a little bit windy today, but not too bad. It took us about 15 minutes to paddle down from our campsite. It's a very doable paddle and a lot of fun. And here you can see on the map really what it looks like. We had to go under a bridge, and then we went down this path, and of course we walked into the ocean and headed back to our campsite. Now the regular launch spot for Western Lake is actually across the lake, so I think it would take you about the same amount of time depending on if you launch from your campsite or launch from the Grayton Beach launch spot. And there was a spigot at our campsite, so I brought a hose and I was able to clean our kayak and equipment off to make sure it was nice and clean before packing. If you want to see all of our camping adventures here at Grayton Beach State Park, check out this video right here. And as always, I hope you have a great day.